College players are getting too much leverage. The NFL had to remind teams that college players can't simply leave the NCAA and jump into the league before becoming eligible. In my unpopular opinion, NIL is eventually going to create a player powerful enough to seriously challenge the NFL draft system. Maybe not today, maybe not next year, but it's coming. And Manning is going to be rough. See what I did there? Manning is going to be rough instead of man is going to be rough, kind of letting you know where my brain is on that. Because the NFL draft usually works because young players historically had very little leverage. You become the best quarterback in college football. Congratulations. Who gets first choice? The worst team in professional football. And historically, the player had to say, sounds wonderful. Where do I live? Because NFL money changed your life, but NIL is changing that equation. Some elite college players are now arriving at draft eligibility already wealthy, and that money gives you something extremely important: the ability to wait. The NFL draft is basically congratulations on becoming one of the best young football players alive. And your reward, the most dysfunctional organization gets dibs on the next several years of your future. And normally you had to accept that. But imagine the number one quarterback already has several $1,000,000 in the bank. They've already got sponsorship deals in X and Y and Z. And the team picking first has destroyed 4 quarterbacks in 6 years. Or if you're the Browns, 100 million quarterbacks over the last 20 years. They say, hey, you have to play here. And someday, one of these kids is going to look back and say, actually, I don't. Now, that is when things will get more interesting. And we've seen resistance before. We saw John Elway. We saw Eli Manning. But those situations were unusual. They were not the status quo. But NIL could make that kind of leverage more accessible to everyone. Maybe a player refuses to sign. Maybe they stay in college and soak up all 5 years of this new eligibility rule. Maybe other leagues become involved. Maybe his agent forces a trade before draft night. I don't know what the mechanism will eventually be, but just like in Terminator, Skynet will take over. These college kids are getting more leverage every day. But somebody is going to test the upper limits and the walls of this power. Every system works perfectly until the people inside realize that they have options. NIL is giving elite college players those options. And here's the other side. I don't actually want the draft destroyed because parity matters. Bad teams need access to great players. Otherwise, every superstar just chooses whatever organization already has the best coach, best owner, nicest weather. So you're going to get everybody flocking to a Kansas City, a Philadelphia, LA Rams, like these places where the organization is set up and they're running a good team. That would be terrible for the NFL, but I absolutely understand the player asking, why should I sacrifice the first several years of my career because somebody else ran their franchise into the ground? That argument is coming because NIL didn't just give college players money. It gave them something NFL executives should probably find much scarier. NIL gave these college players the right to look in the face of these billionaire owners and tell them no. And that could bring the system down from the inside.